out for you here is I feel for a lot of you who have just recently started a new relationship, I feel like there is some exes coming, your new relationship partner's ex might be coming in to interfere. For others of you, it might be your ex coming in to interfere. I do see some third party interfering in the relationship. And I also feel like if you haven't been on the up and up, it's really, really important for you to get your situation sorted out, because I feel like a lot of you have recently started a relationship with somebody that you really like, okay? And it has potential. So just try to do things in the right manner and try to nip situations in the bud when they creep up, like problems. Try to do that as soon as they creep up, because I feel like it's a good thing. I feel like the new relationship has a lot of potential, but it's just interference from third parties. Um, what I'm also sensing as well is on the work front, I feel like people are dumping a lot of responsibilities on you. And I don't feel that they won't give you something. I don't feel that they're taking advantage of you. That's the first thing. I feel like for some reason they feel that you might be the best candidate to do the job, or to take on that role, or to, do that extra work. And they feel that you can do it right. So you might have more expertise than the average person or the average worker. So they're giving you a lot more work. And I feel like in about 6 months time, the extra work that you're putting in is going to be rewarded. Okay. You're going to see some boost to your finances. You're going to see some people throwing your names up there for promotion, for supervisory or management position. I do see a huge public image boost as a result of you taking on these roles, or even like a lot of income generating potential because you're taking on more work. So I don't feel that you're being picked on. I feel that other people want your skills and your expertise because they believe you're the best person for the job, okay? Um, on a side note, for those of you who have been harboring secrets, or like, if you have something that you're not telling your partner, it's really important to do so. I'm going to get another card. We're missing a card here. It's really important to do so because I feel like, first of all, we've got the Lovers and the Devil. Both of these indicate third party. And if you don't fess up, I do sense some secrets being spilled out. So just be very mindful about that, okay? So let's talk about your reading. I do think it's going to be a little bit of a challenging month if you are not doing the right thing, okay, Cancer? So please be careful. Okay, so we've got the Lovers and the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords signifies a beginning, an ending to something. And this is a very, very major catastrophic blow to the ego, to the status quo, and it's something that cannot be returned to, okay? We have the Lovers here, and the Lovers is usually a third party interfering in a relationship, in a love relationship. It alone means that it's usually some type of a betrayal in love, in somebody that you really, really care for. And people say that it's a heart or head choice, and it definitely is. Like if you are betrayed by somebody that you really care for, do you stay with your heart and stay with them, or do you think with your head and leave them, because it's bound to happen again? So I feel like if you're dealing with this situation, it's the final straw. I don't feel that this situation can be restored, okay? So if secrets are coming out from your end or their end, I do see some permanent walking away. I do sense that reconciliation is very, very difficult after the Ten of Swords. So just be very, very cautious about communication. On the other hand, in a more mundane sense, I do sense arguments breaking out this month, and I do feel a lot of it has to be surrounding like exes, okay? So third party interfering. I do feel exes and the huge influence. Like I feel like it's a stubborn ex. It's not your partner that's doing this. It's either a very, very stubborn ex from your side or their side. And I feel like this stubborn ex has an inflated sense of ego, and they won't go away. They won't accept the fact that you or your relationship partner is in a happier state. So they keep coming in and interfering. And I feel like it might cause a lot of discord in your relationship. With the Ten of Swords here, if you have been friendly, sending friendly text messages or whatever to the ex, you might want to stop, because your partner is going to ask you about it. Or if your partner finds out, they might be very angry, because there's no need to contact an ex. And I don't feel anybody would want their significant other to be contacting an ex unless they have children together. And even then, the text messages should be very, professional and platonic, okay? So I feel like something about communication, text messages, even social media concerning exes is coming through. And I do feel that for a lot of you, it might be, I don't feel like it's innocent, platonic, text messages. Um, I feel like a lot of it has like other intentions. So just be careful about this. I do sense it coming through from both parties though. So, can't, really try to be careful if you're on the receiving end of these inappropriate messages. Okay, I don't feel it's completely innocent and platonic here. Not with the Lovers card. It's rarely innocent and platonic. We do have the Devil here and the Chariot. So I guess the best way for me to put this here is what I'm sensing first of all, and this is more of a message here. I'm feeling as if somebody walking in on somebody with another person, okay? And I don't want to sound fatalistic with these readings, but I do sense that's a small minority of you. And I feel like it could be walking in when they're talking to the other person, texting the other person. I see somebody kind of like caught off guard and something slips out, unintentionally slipping out, okay? So be very careful with communication to exes or people outside of the relationship if that's something that you're dealing with. What I feel overall with this combination, we do have the Devil, and the Devil is usually indicative of some type of addiction. It's something that we cannot break ourselves away from. It seems to me more like a physiological addiction, caffeine, nicotine, alcohol even, substance abuse, and things like that. On the other hand, I feel more physical addiction. So, food, exercise, even for a lot of you. I do sense this is a really good month for you to overcome these addictions. Okay. If you feel like certain addictions have taken over your lives and it's not allowing you, I feel like a lot of you might have kept this under wraps. And I don't know why, but I'm getting like a lot of gym addicts, a lot of food addicts. And I feel like it has really interfered with your freedom of movement. It has really interfered with your ability to really enjoy your life. And I feel like a lot of you, small minority of you actually, small minority of you, you might have like some type of personality disorders. I feel you might be OCD where you try to control everything. And then, well, I'm not saying it's your fault, because I feel like that is out of your control, but there are medications that can help you with that. I feel like it's really, in the process of having to plan every minute detail, I feel like it's really interfered with your ability to live life spontaneously and freely. So I feel like a lot of you are making progress in trying to rectify this situation and trying to fix it, okay? There might be food addictions, there might be nicotine, alcohol. I feel very strongly it's interfering in your love relationships, okay? Your partner might tell you to do things differently, try to find ways to curb the appetite, or try to find ways to break from these chains. If you are en route to doing that, I do feel a lot of you are going to have success, okay? We do have the Chariot here, and the Chariot usually indicates it's a lot of self-discipline that is required in order to pull ahead, okay? So the inner conflict needs to be laid to rest so that both parties can move forward and move on to a safer place, okay? So addictions are being kicked to the curb this month, and you both have to try to be very, very determined in getting this situation rolling along. Now, in terms of your emotional state, we do have the Nine of Cups and the King of Wands. So the Nine of Cups, it's a card that indicates wish fulfillment. It's a card about generally happiness, but so the Three of Cups is you're celebrating, but you're just by yourself. So there's a smug energy associated with this. There's also that overindulgent energy because it's one man in nine cups. So it's a mixed bag, okay? And what it's associated with here is the King of Wands. So a lot of you are dealing with a fire sign. So this is I feel so this is Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, and this person is in your life mainly because they're bringing you a lot of emotional fulfillment. I feel like they're very caring, they're very nurturing, they're very like they know how to stroke your ego, they know how to say the right things to compliment you. They shower a lot of love and affection on you, and I feel that this person really, really makes you feel good. They make you feel whole. They make you feel wanted and needed. And I feel like with a lot of cancers, that's what you need from a relationship partner. You need a lot of support. You need a lot of like mental like validate sorry, emotional validation. You need a lot of emotional validation because sometimes you can be insecure and you need that self-esteem boost from your significant other. And I do feel this person is showering a lot of it on you and you feel like you're on top of the world. Um there is a very strong emotional connection here, okay? Once again, I keep going back to three people, like a third party interfering in a relationship. A lot of you are making are like you might want a relationship with this person and you might be pursuing it. Keep in mind it's the Nine of Cups. It's en route for there's just one more for the completion, okay? There's just one more. So I feel like there's something holding you back. It could be another person that you are dabbling with, that they're dabbling with. It could be geographical distance too, because I'm looking at the background and I'm looking at um, the just the images, and I feel like culturally you might be different. There's like a one last divide, but I do feel that the relationship can come together if you both work at it, okay? I see both parties like very, very happy with one another, but no one is really taking a step forward. That's what I'm sensing here. So do something about this. If you've met somebody like this that really sparks your passion, go for it. Now, in terms of your finances, let me see here if I've talked about finances. In terms of your financial situation, we have the Five of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups. The Five of Pentacles is a situation where there might be some financial shortages, okay? And let me talk about this in terms of finance. You have, a lot of you are thinking of ways in which you can overcome this financial hurdle. A lot of you might have grown up in an environment or have been for the past 5 years bouncing around trying to find, you know, a good job, trying to find a job that has security or trying to secure a stable financial future for yourself. A lot of you might have been doing odd jobs here and there, and none of it really pan out. And you're feeling as if, you know, this is just my luck. I can't find anything that can really, you know, be sustainable, be dependable. So a lot of you are at a point where you have not only not only are you dealing with financial hardships, but you're also dealing with um, like a crippling in your self-esteem. I'm sorry to say, but I feel that both of these cards together might indicate that. Others of you might have resorted to less than I guess like honorable means to make money, okay? So doing illegal activities on the side, resorting to the informal economies in order to make money. And, you know, we do what we need to do to survive, okay? To survive. And I really, I can't say it any other way because this is not about admonishing you or chastising anybody about what they need to do in order to survive, in order to make ends meet. But what I want to say is the Seven of Cups is a fantasy card, okay? And the fantasy can only last so long. Pretty soon, it will the reality of it will come crashing down. So you want to be very mindful about what jobs you're doing and how long that's realistically going to last you, and what are some of the risks involved with it, okay? So this is not a criticism, this is not a judgment call, but it's more like serving as a warning. So, at what expense are you willing to put up with for these very, very quick and unreliable spurts of financial gains. Okay, so just be mindful about that. What I do sense as well is I do feel for a lot of you, and I know this is going to sound far-fetched, if you are dealing with the Five of Pentacles, and this is a very, very rough situation to be in financially, and I feel like most of us have all been there. This is a rough financial situation. It's feeling cast out, feeling like you're on your last penny. And the advice I'm about to give you just wouldn't make sense, but this is what I'm feeling. Um, I feel like a lot of you are very, very resourceful and very intelligent. You're very intelligent and, resourceful, and once you find something that you love, you will do it, and you will do it really well. And it's because you're a water sign. You work from the heart. So it's just a matter of finding something that you really, really love, okay? And I feel like for a lot of you, if you are at this point where you're just like jumping around different jobs and you're not able to make ends meet, and if you're thinking to yourself, like, is there a better way to do this? Look into going back to school. Honestly, I know that's not helpful for me to tell you this because you want to make some money and you might be feeling very strapped right now. But maybe there's financial aid, maybe there's scholarship, maybe there's like stipend that can come through that will alleviate this situation, because I feel like it's just a series of like bouncing around and none of them really panning out, okay? So the job situation, in order for you to get anywhere, I do feel, look, at least do some research, look into school and see if that's something that you want to do, because I feel like there is something here, like it's basically it's telling you the saving grace is behind you, but you're not looking in the right direction. You're training your eyes to look for all these hustles, and you're not really looking at a situation objectively, okay? On the other hand, I feel for others of you, you're not going through, so I feel like with the Cancer spectrum, it's either you're in really, really good, steed financially, or you are kind of like this, feeling very, very downtrodden and very worried about your financial situation. Others of you who are not dealing with financial issues where you are constantly losing sleep at night, if that's not you, what I feel is a lot of you are in trouble of losing a very, very strong karmic relationship because of the wandering eyes, okay? Temptation, be very careful about that. You're losing something very significant to you. You're losing somebody, or the other person might be losing you because of the wandering eyes. So keep your partner in check. And if there are some suspicions, bring it up to them. So I feel like a significant relationship is being tested, and somebody's sense of loyalty is being heavily, heavily tested this month. So just keep that in mind and try to act accordingly, Cancers, and try to do the right thing, okay? Now, in terms of your advice, first card out, we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is a card about fate and, actions and consequences, okay? I don't want to say anything else, but I do feel that's the situation that you're dealing with, okay? What it's also saying as well is, and this is going to come as a relief for a lot of you who are dealing with financial situation, is going to get a lot better. You're going to have a lot more financial stability. It doesn't promise a financial windfall, but it promises more clients coming through, more opportunities for savings. I feel like more work coming through as well. If you are those type of like seasonal workers, I feel more work piling on, and you're going to have money and will start to open themselves up, and you're not going to be in dire strait anymore, okay? So look for viable long-term solutions rather than short-term, like temporary solutions, okay? Look for jobs that are a little bit more, that if you're working like 3 months a year only and you make a lot of money and you're just like, I'd rather do that, and then the rest of the year you don't do anything else, that's not a good use of time. If you're working, on the other hand, if you're working like 12 months a year and the pay is a lot less, which of course it would be, but it's sustainable throughout the year, and there are other perks associated with being a full-time, worker as well. So aim for things that are a little bit more grounded, because I feel like you're floating into space and you have some bills you need to pay, and I feel like you're not making these rational decisions this month, okay? In finances and also in love, because in the tarot, those things are very intertwined as well. So make rational, practical, long-term, sustainable decisions in love relationships and also in your finances, because I feel like with a lot of cancers, one is always like causing problems in the other. Finances will affect love and love will affect finances. I feel like that's usually the case with cancers. So something to think about. So the other aspect I'm seeing here is the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles usually indicates a lot of family expenditures coming through, like fixing a house, expanding a house, people moving in, people moving out of the house environment, expanding your household base. So additions to the family, I feel like this is something coming through, and you might be required to take on extra work. So I feel that's the case. I feel like a lot of work are piling on because people know that you're the best candidate for the work. So they're piling on not because of resentment or, forcing, not because of like office bullying, but mainly because they feel that you're very, very suitable for the job. So I feel like you might be headhunted out of the blue and they might be giving you a lot of projects to do. And as a result, it is going to help your income generating potential greatly, okay? So overall, it is going to be a good month. For those of you going through that financial hardship, I do sense situations are going to start turning around this month. I do feel it's going to be like around the 24th, the last week of the month, unfortunately, but I do sense something coming through. I feel new jobs coming through. I do see you sending out resumes as well if you're looking for work. And I would say do it at the beginning of the month, because after the 24th, I feel like some things will start rolling for you, okay? So do it the beginning of the month, from the 1st to the 20th or something. Take a break, and then starting on the 24th, you will start to see things going your way. Things like coming full circle is what I'm feeling. Beware of picking fights with, your significant other over their exes. If they have a tendency to do that, then I feel like it's important to be respectful. If you just started out a relationship and it's a fragile, new relationships are very fragile, okay? That's when we do all the intention setting for our significant other. That's when we learn to work together. So texting an ex or communicating with an ex, unless you have unless like you have children, I don't feel that's the best way to go, and that's a good foundation to build a very new and fragile relationship on. So just be very mindful about that, okay? I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to get too preachy. So let me see about your love and relationships. Let's see what's going on. So what's in store? The reshuffle. What's in store for Cancers for love and relationships? Okay, I'm going to use those two. What's in store for Cancers for love and relationships? Okay. Okay, so the center of this spread, we have here I'm not sure, this is the Page of Wands. I don't feel it's the Knight. Yeah, it's the Page of Wands. Let me just get all the other cards. Okay, I'm going to pull out another spread here for the Page of Wands. Okay, so Cancers, you have a fire sign here, a Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. And this is a fire sign, and this is somebody that is very, very much interested in you. And I feel like they're a really good person. They have a good heart, generally very truthful, very honest, and they really value honesty. Fire signs value honesty extremely, okay? what's crossing this situation here is the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune seems to me, this is how the relationship happens. The Wheel of Fortune is something that starts out very, very faded. All of a sudden, you cross each other's path. You have a lot in common. Everything is great, great chemistry, great romance. It's like the whirlwind love affair. When it shows up in the reverse position, there are a lot of obstacles standing in your way. And when it shows up reversed like this, I feel almost like you have to decide if it's worth overcoming all of those obstacles to be together. Because I feel, first of all, this is a very, very hesitant fire sign. They do care about you on the one hand, but they avoid conflict, okay? They don't really want to get involved if you're with somebody else. And there's this aversion for conflict, aversion for confrontation, okay? So there are major, major blockages. And honestly, when the Wheel of Fortune comes up reverse, I'm just going to say that it's not meant to be anymore. It was in your life for a very, very short stint of time, and it's gone. And this person, it seems like the relationship is faded, but I don't feel that it is. I feel that in the future you will see each other again, but I feel that in terms of reconciling or even having any type of a long-term lasting relationship, it's going to be very, very difficult. So this is a month for you to decide once and for all if this is something that you want to, pursue and to continue with, okay? The choice is still up to you. I do see possibly the Wheel of Fortune reverse means the portal is open. So there is potential here for this person to cycle back into your life in the near future or in the far future. What's in the past here? We do have the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords is a situation that is done and over with. Because they're showing up in the upright position, I'm going to say there has been some hurts, some pains, some suffering in their past. They have been through a lot, and they don't really want to be in a situation where they are stabbed in the back, where they are like destroyed emotionally and physically, okay? So I feel like you, in the past position, if you are still dealing with a person like this, I feel like a lot of you have come from this place of darkness. If it's not you, then it's the other person that you're dealing with. So both of you are mutually very, very conflict avoidant because you don't want the repeat of this. You don't want words to get, thrown about, and you don't want problems to get blown out of proportions where you each say whatever it is that's on your mind, and then you can't retract your statement, okay? So I feel like a lot of harsh words thrown about, a lot of deception as well, usually with the Ten of Swords. What's coming in for you in the future here? We do have the Passion card, and this is greatly indicated for like physical attraction, sexual chemistry. It's a very, very good card to have like a physical relationship with someone. I do sense for a lot of you, you are dealing with an air sign here or a fire sign. So air sign are Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Fire signs are Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. And what the cards are advising you here is, as the crowning energy, you do have the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. And the foundation, we have the Page of Swords. So I feel it's almost like this. A lot of you are transitioning from an air sign to a fire sign. Or a lot of you are transitioning from a fire sign to an air sign. And I feel like you have trouble letting go. You have trouble letting go. You love these people both. And you have trouble trying to decide, like, I feel for some reason there's a lot of passion with the fire sign, but there's a lot of um there's a lot of passion with the fire sign for sure, with the Ace of Wands. There's a lot of stability with the air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. There's a lot of like common values, common beliefs, common philosophies, a lot of history potentially. Like you both have spent a significant amount of time together. You understand each other inside and out. There are no surprises. I feel like that's what's happening, and you have trouble transitioning. A lot of you might be juggling two people, a fire sign and an air sign, and you don't really know which one you should go with. Um, I feel that let me pull out an advice card for you, because I don't honestly don't know which one you should go with either. It's saying here, release the air sign, go with the fire sign. That's what it's saying. The fire sign is going to be a hard relationship. So you have some work cut out for you. We have here the Eight of Pentacles. So whoever you've been hanging on to for like that, whoever you've been in that 8 months, 8 years relationship with, and this is a relationship where you introduce each other as a relationship partner, that's the one they want you to let go, because that situation is not going to pan out. Okay, 8 months, 8 years. So they're saying to release the air sign and go with the fire sign. Okay, so for those of you who are single and dating, I feel that a lot of you have to overcome some type of emotional trauma from the past. And you have the two choices, the air sign and the fire sign. And there's a lot of passion with the fire sign, but I don't feel stability associated with that relationship. So if you're single and dating and you're just newly dating, take it very, very slowly. Find the person that you are compatible with. If you're single and you've never dated this fire sign or this air sign, the air sign actually feels like a more stable choice. If you're looking for something more solid, the fire sign seems like more of a one-night stand, if that's something that you want. For those of you who are in stable relationships, I do feel fun, excitement is being re-injected in the relationship. I do sense there's an element of like, I know this sounds weird, but I feel like there might be some exes popping into the picture. And at first, it seems like you might argue over it, but then after a while, you feel like it's really reigniting the passion. You feel desirable for each other again. You know, like you feel like desirable with each other. Sorry, and you feel desire for each other once again, because there's that jealousy. I don't know how that works with you Cancers, but I feel like that's what's happening. It's like exes are coming through, or your partner. You feel like your partner is. You feel attractive again. You feel like wanted and needed again, because someone is like giving you that self-esteem boost. So I feel like you're bringing that back into the relationship. So there's a lot of stability in solid relationships for those of you who are committed. I do sense there might be a portal for arguments coming through, but I do feel that there's compromise as well coming in. Finances is a big, big, major issue for a lot of you who are in coupled relationships, okay? I do sense financial worries. I do sense like two people possibly wanting to buy a house, purchase a property together. Maybe more people are being added to the household. So we do have the expansion of the Ten of Pentacles, or the Ten of Pentacles reverse. Houses that needs to be repaired, expenditures that include the housing situation. It could just be, people being added to the family, okay? So overall, it is a very, very good month. I don't like seeing this Ten of Swords, even though it's in the past position. I still feel that a lot of you are holding on to some type of like emotional pain, okay? Like it could even be like a low self-esteem type of a situation. So just be very mindful about that. And I feel like a lot of you might have been in a past relationship with an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. And that situation, it did not end well. And I feel almost like you still didn't get closure, but you have something new in the works, and you have a new fire sign coming through. And I do sense that's something that would be really good for you. So keep in mind the aces are like seeds. They're basically gifts given to you from the universe. And this is the fire, the passion, the chemistry, the whole package here. And it's coming in another person. So it's really important for you to give this opportunity a chance, or at least overcome the past emotional pains and hurts, so that you can accept new energy to come into your life. Because I feel like it has been around for quite some time, but maybe this is the month in which it solidifies, in which something happens, in which, there's momentum, there's traction, there's chemistry that will allow the relationship to burst, to come together rather than burst forth, like to come together. All right. So Cancers, it is going to be a very, very good, passionate month. Be careful about exes, and try not to communicate with exes. I don't feel that's going to be good for your current relationship, okay? That's never a good thing for your current relationship. And it's necessary only when you have children. If you don't, there's no need. I don't feel there's any good that can come out of it, honestly. So just be mindful about that, all right? I do wish you all a wonderful month. We are actually in the time of Cancer, so I guess also happy belated birthday for those of you who, if you like a private reading, please visit my website. It's in the description box below, and you can book an appointment through my website, all right, and see my availability. Everything is on the website just to make things easier. I'll be back for the mid-month reading. I do wish you the best, and I hope by the mid-month time you would have already made up your mind about this convoluted love situation, okay? So best of luck to you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.